Yo, yo, yo. What up, my peoples? What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. It's a beautiful day. Besides it being Monday, I guess, for most people, you know, it's random mode time. It's a way to start it, you know. I've got to get the random mode changed up. But try to get yourselves a free sub to start the day off. You know what I'm saying? Should be getting back into Baldur's Gate 3 today. Hope everybody's doing well. And that the Christmas season's upon us, dude. It's like here. And we're not that far off from some epic holiday time giveaways. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about today in the news, so let's go ahead and do what we do, man. We'll go ahead and dive in here and start taking a look at what's happening in the world of video games, and then we'll play some Baldur's Gate 3 today. Be nice to get back in there and have some fun. We've been having some fun with some Once Human beta stuff. You know, it's they've got some work to do. That game's got it's a bit complex. It's harder than it needs to be. It feels they've got some work to do on making things a bit more intuitive, streamlined, a bit more clear for the player and stuff. It was like that in February as well, which is weird. I expected it to be a bit more streamlined at this point, but apparently they didn't feel so. But it's still a cool game and everything, but I don't know how much more of it we'll play necessarily. We'll try to get back into focusing on our main playthroughs right now, which are doing BG3, finishing up Alan Wake 2, then probably finishing up Fallout New Vegas before we move on to whatever's next for us, and getting a schedule going for this coming year, which will happen right at the beginning of the year. Cool. So let's do what we do, man. Let's jump in here and see what's going on in video gaming news this morning, December 11th. Cool. Let's go. Let's do it. Oh, so good. Love that Java. Love that Java. All right. Yeah, Doom turned 30, which is awesome. You know, pretty cool. No Gravity Games is giving away 12 free games this month in North America. There's going to be a caveat here. I'll pull this up. I'll let people know how this works, but there is going to be some fine print. You have to get each preceding game each day. Otherwise, you miss out. The only way to get back into getting the free games will be to buy the ones you've missed and then get the upcoming free games after that. That's the way the No Gravity Games works every time. It's kind of a little bit of a ploy, if you will, a marketing ploy, to get people to buy games that they might have missed during this kind of promotional giveaway. So I'll pull it up. It happens a lot, a few different times during the year, and I'll show you what they're giving away and how you can get in on it. Not everybody. PS5 and Xbox Series X gamers can grab a free download now. Doom Eternal finally released its new gen upgrade and it's totally free. That's cool, man. For the 30th anniversary, I'm guessing. That's cool. PlayStation Plus January free games lineup is already causing issues. PS Plus's lineup has been atrocious for like 4 to 5 months now. It's been pretty bad. And that's after raising their prices. So Gaming Bible, really, dude? Gaming Bible? Okay. GTA 6 price update outlined by Rockstar Games parent company. I've got an article on our YouTube page already about how there was already a lot of speculation and kind of water cooler talk, if you will, about how Take-Two and Rockstar were going to make consumers pay for this game. You were going to pay to play this game, right? It was already pretty apparent. And the details, though, were not quite known yet exactly what that meant. So we're still waiting to get some information, and we're not going to have all of that information right now. People expect it because we got the trailer, but this game's not releasing for, at the very earliest, another year. Very earliest. Probably not until somewhere, I mean, let's just say a year and a half, okay? Give or take a little bit. And as we get closer to that time frame of the actual release, that's when we're going to know exactly what this is going to cost. But we'll see what they're saying here, and we'll try to flesh this out a little bit more. The day before, man, I just anybody that bought into that game, either they were just too curious to hold off and probably got a refund anyways, or just I don't know, didn't heed the warnings of most people about this game. The funniest thing about it was, like, 2 days before release, the developers came out going, "Don't call us scammers" when the game releases. It's like, I mean, come on, dude. If you need to come out and tell everybody that they shouldn't be calling you scammers when the game releases, probably a scammer. Love that coffee. Switch games from $2 in holiday sale to quick peek. We might have already hit on some of these. We talked about this yesterday, so it's games like Dead Space 2, Battlefield Bad Company, Crysis 3. It doesn't mean you can't still play like the single player campaigns of those games, but the online aspect of these titles have been shuttered. They are shut down. What is this? Sons of Saturn, huh? We'll take a peek. We'll see what that is. Well, here's one for people who like Vampire Survivors. We'll see what this is as well. So I'm going to express an opinion here. A couple of opinions about, there are a lot of people upset about Spider-Man 2 not getting an award at the Game Awards. And I'll express the sentiment that I think this could have just as easily been Tears of the Kingdom, who only won one award, if I remember correctly, and didn't even get as many nominations as Spider-Man 2, right? Let me precede all of everything I'm about to say with, these awards don't matter, really, because it's just a panel of Jeff Keighley's chums, industry insider chums that have been put in a position to decide what games get what awards. Yeah, like best ongoing game award was given, I think if that was the name, it was given to something like Cyberpunk. Give me a break, dude. That game hasn't even been out for 3 years yet. It beat things like No Man's Sky, or Final Fantasy 14, or I mean, just, if that's not an indication that these awards are just a big farce, I don't know what is. And here's, I mean, this is going to be a sentiment that I think I've been expressing a little bit more over the year, and trying to prepare people for when it comes to awards in regards to especially something like Tears of the Kingdom, but it applies to Spider-Man 2 as well. I think that something like Spider-Man 2 suffers from the same thing that Tears of the Kingdom does, in that it is a game that is very good, but is just something built off of its predecessor, which is the Spider-Man game that came before it. Like, Tears of the Kingdom was a game that built off of the core of what Breath of the Wild was. So are they an evolution of what the previous games were to an extent? Yeah, there's been new implementations, and the games are good. Absolutely, there's a reason why they're so highly rated and everything, but I still think that means that they suffer when it comes to award time, because you've already seen a large part of what those games bring to the table, right? So, and a lot of people will go, well, we've seen what Divinity is too. And that's basically what Baldur's Gate is. Kind of. It's a pretty large evolutionary leap, in my opinion, what you've gotten from Baldur's Gate 3 as opposed to something like Divinity. But people will argue with that as well, and that's okay. And I think, and I'm not trying to take anything away from something like Tears of the Kingdom or Spider-Man 2. I think these games, and again, I think that what you have to look at first and foremost is these awards don't mean crap, because they're not voted on by the people, right? And had these awards been voted on by who matters, which are us, you can vote, but your vote doesn't matter for only a 10% of the weight of what matters for what gets chosen for the award to be placed, right? So I think that these awards would have potentially turned out, in many of these awards anyways, would have been quite different had the awards been chosen the way they should have, which is at least most of the weight of the awards been pushed towards us as the consumer and the gaming enthusiast, the popular public's vote. We probably, quite possibly, would have had a Spider-Man 2 award here and there, maybe more than one. Same thing with Tears of the Kingdom, possibly more than just the one award that game got, you know. And I understand why. They're amazing games, but I think people have to understand also that they do suffer a bit from not being a completely, and I mean, people will also argue, well, Alan Wake 2 is just a newer version of Alan Wake 1. True. But Alan Wake 1 was a much older game than something like the previous Spider-Man or Tears or Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean? So it has seen a greater evolutionary leap in its development process for what they brought to the table for Alan Wake 2 than anything we saw for like Spider-Man 2 or Tears of the Kingdom over their predecessor. I think that's something you have to take into consideration. So everybody's going to have a different opinion on that. That's just the way I see it. And I think that's one of the reasons why you didn't see something like Tears of the Kingdom or Spider-Man 2 bring in more awards. It has nothing to necessarily do with the fact that those games aren't good. I'm not throwing shade. I think that both of those games are going to be, banger titles and iconic titles for years and years and years to come, if not for throughout the history of gaming. And, I just think that they suffer a bit from the fact that the majority of what you're seeing is just still the core of what you got from the previous entries in those games. So I think that's something people have to understand a little bit there. I think we've already talked about this too. Game Pass is losing 4 games this week, December 15th. Squeeze me what? A new Studio Ghibli movie? Huh? Palia, great game. And the Pokemon DLC comes out as well. What we're watching? What is this? It doesn't even say what the name of it is, but it's supposed to be hitting Southeast Asian theaters this week. Interesting. New Studio Ghibli movie. Fantastic. Gotta love it. Streamer. Streamer is alive. Oh, what up, dude? What you doing, broski? How's grandma, dude? Grandma have a good birthday? Why you shouldn't pre-order games, dude? Thank you. Nice, dude. Nice. You told grandma I said hi, right? Finals is still struggling with waves of cheaters. I mean, it is a competitive online shooter game, right? So I've already got this up. I already know what that's talking about. Let's look at our other search. And she was like, "Oh, wait, you're still carrying that guy around on your shoulders?" You're like, "Yeah, Grandma, yeah." I knew it, dude. I know. Did you work? Did you work today, dude? Did you work today? Or does that start? Yeah, I'm guessing you would have, right? You worked today? I'm at work. Yeah, okay, word. How's work been, dude? The Video Game Awards 2020 showed more than ever the industry needs to have more self-respect and self-esteem. Yo, I kind of want to read that. Okay, dude. Look, okay, look. So, Ubi's Avatar game is an absolute blast, and fans agree. Do they, though? Oh, the user score went up, dude. It really did. Look at that. Yo. Impressive. It wasn't that high last time I looked. The user score is actually up even quite a bit above what the meta score is. Interesting. So I've seen a lot of people are like, it's not like it's the best open world game or anything, but as far as like movie to video game transitions and translations, yeah, yeah. Ubi might have done okay here, you know. Yeah, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry, bro. Even before work, bus got delayed. I had to wait 30 minutes. Oh no, dude. Suck. That sucks. Yeah, apparently Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is actually turning into something people are enjoying to an extent, dude. Most people anyways, not everybody, but that's the way it's always going to be. You're not going to, you know, be able to please everybody, and we'll pull that up. We'll talk about that a little bit. I'll say I didn't expect much out of that game, and I think I'll still stand by my sentiments, which were, you know, with the Avatar game, I think they really missed their window of opportunity to have a much bigger potential sell or profitability on this game, retail sales on this game, with promoting it alongside the release of the movie last year. I mean, delays are needed. But I think they missed their window quite a bit. Obviously, people are still buying it and playing it. It's a big studio. They've been able to promote it out from underneath the release of the movie itself. But I think it would have been a really, really good play. And that's what they just missed it, dude. They were way off project timeline, you know, a year off, to be fair, like an entire year off from being able to hit that mark, which is not something that's a big surprise coming from Ubi anymore. You know, they literally just delay all the time anymore. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Indigo Disc DLC release time. Let's take a look. Why is anybody even talking about GTA 7 right now? After Grand Theft Auto 6, can Grand Theft Auto 7 look any better? Yes, absolutely. Everything will end up looking realistic. I mean, that's the extent of it, right? And we're already reaching those kinds of marks. Grand Theft Auto 6 doesn't look realistic. Not in my opinion. It looks much more realistic. It looks much better than GTA 5 did, but it doesn't look the same as games we've seen here recently, like something like Re-Record, right? It doesn't look like that, which is eventually where they'll get to. But why are you even talking about something like that? We're still over a year away from GTA 6 and people are talking about GTA 7? God dang, dude. Insane. Yeah, it looks like New Game Plus about to hit Alan Wake 2. We knew that was coming. Look at one more page here. Oh, yo, Christmas Massacre is hitting Xbox. Nice. Yeah, apparently Lego Fortnite's actually supposed to be pretty solid, man. All right, dive into these articles. I think that'll be enough for the day. Let's kill this music, man. Get in here. Let's go. Let's go. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Indigo Disc DLC release time. What does the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Indigo Disc release? What time does it release? Find out here. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Indigo Disc, is the second piece of DLC to be released for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Part 2 of the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero, the Indigo Disc, will be released this week, but what time will the DLC be released? Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Indigo Disc, will see players travel to Blueberry Academy, a new school in the Unova region. This DLC will conclude the storyline of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and introduce several new Pokemon. It will also reintroduce dozens of old favorites. One second, guys. Based on the release time of the previous piece of DLC, it is expected that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Indigo Disc, will begin to release on December 13th, depending on your time zone. Much like the first DLC, it's likely the Indigo Disc will roll out around the world at the same time as the update containing the DLC is delivered to players. Based on the time the first DLC launched in each time zone, we believe the Indigo Disc will be released at the following times. So you can see right here, the 13th, PST, 6 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. Central Time, which is our time here in the stream, and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be the 14th, 2 a.m. UK time, 14th, 3 a.m. Central Europe, and then the 14th at 9 a.m. Japan's time. I was getting ready to say Japanese time, but Japan time. So that's what you need to know. I'll link it just in case you're interested and want those time zones. Yeah. All right, hold on. Interesting. Okay. Yo. Christmas Massacre comes to Xbox after ban. Surprisingly, after being blocked by Microsoft, the Manhunt-style murder game from Puppet Combo, Christmas Massacre has launched on their platform. Nice. Last month, Puppet Combo announced the horror game Christmas Massacre would be coming to PlayStation after a successful run on PC, but not to Xbox or Nintendo Switch. When asked why the game was skipping Xbox consoles, Puppet Combo said it was too crazy for Xbox, and that the Microsoft said no when trying to get the game to the Xbox store. Now it seems that the developer has found a way around Microsoft's block on Christmas Massacre, and another Puppet Combo title, Gates of Hell, are available to purchase for Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One, albeit a catch. If you purchase a Christmas Massacre or Night of the Gates of Hell on Xbox, you'll notice that neither title supports Xbox achievements. That's because a loophole was used to get the games on the platform. Replying to a user on X who asks why these two games didn't support Xbox achievements, Puppet Combo said that it used the creators program to publish the game on the Xbox store and that it can't add achievements on the creators program. Those are ID at Xbox games, so they are officially on Xbox. These are treated as apps, so they didn't have to be approved, and you can only find them if you specifically search their names. The creators program is meant for student games, Puppet Combo says. It's petulant, but that's how the system works. According to the developer, Microsoft will reconsider if the game sells a lot, so by day one. As for Nintendo, though, looks like players on Switch are destined to never to massacre people on behalf of a talking Christmas tree, it seems. Don't wait for the Switch version of Christmas Massacre, the developer says. Nintendo's decision not to release it is final, and I can't change that. No surprise announcement is ever coming. This is the game, by the way, if you're not familiar. Puppet Combo does a lot of these kinds of games.
You have to kill Larry. Kill them all. Kill.
That's where it looks just like my Christmas tree. Level complete, everybody killed. That is terrifying right there. God, this is horrific, dude.
Welcome to training, Larry. Here you will learn how to kill without being caught.
That's some frightening stuff, man. All right. If you want to play the 80s inspired core drenched stealth slash game with crusty retro style low poly graphics from Puppet Combo, you'll need to manually search for Christmas Massacre in the Xbox store on your console. As for Night of the Gates of Hell, the game's Steam description says, from the sick mind behind Bloodwash, Jordan King comes his latest experiment in terror, inspired by the Italian zombie flicks from Lucio Fulci And Bruno Macchi, Knight of the Gates of Hell, promises to be a blood-dripping and neon-soaked, flesh-rotting experience. Just like Christmas Massacre, you'll need to manually search for the game to play on Xbox for the time being. If we hear anything about Christmas Massacre achievements or Knight of the Gates of Hell achievements, we'll be sure to let you know. I'll link it for you in case you're looking for a nice horror experience with some holiday vibes, you know? Okay, here we go. The finals is still struggling with waves of cheaters. Last week, Embark Studios shadow dropped the finals, releasing the game with a sudden announcement at the Game Awards. It skyrocketed on every platform, with the destructive free-to-play shooter amassing hundreds of thousands of players in hours as the news spread. It was a throwback to the game's beta phase, which attracted a whopping 7.5 million players, shattering the expectations of Embark Studios, the all-new company founded by ex-Battlefield developers. However, if there's one point of contention around the finals, it's that cheaters are still plaguing the game. This was an issue during the beta, and Embark Studios has done little to combat it since the game was released on Friday, December 8th. Reportedly, the bulk of these cheaters are appearing from China, or at least the names of those cheating are being written in Chinese. This is a common theme in competitive gaming and in other titles. Many accounts suspected of cheating bear Chinese names. It's not exactly easy to verify whether these waves of cheaters are legitimately Chinese. It could be a meme trend of sorts, with cheaters in any country using a Chinese name to either disguise themselves or to poke fun at the suspicion that most cheaters are from China. It's a similar issue in Call of Duty, Overwatch, Battlefield, and Escape from Tarkov, for example. For the finals... it's a situation that has grave implications. Even if it's a free-to-play shooter, nobody wants to invest time and effort in the game to be bombarded by malicious operators running cheats and hacks. Absolutely. What, Pinky? Nice, dude. Hey, dude, does my microphone sound better? By the way, I need you to let me know if it starts doing that thing again. True was, despite arriving an hour late, dude, that's just winning, bro. That's winning. Charlie Sheen would be proud, True was saying that everybody was saying that it sounds better now, so I guess I got it fixed, but let me know. Okay, it's miserable, and it'll quickly push the player base away from the game if it isn't properly addressed. If there's one fix the community is calling for, it is to region lock China, putting the country in a ring-fenced group. Of course, that won't stop players from using VPN services to break through that ring fence, but it's better than nothing. If at that point the rate of those found to be cheating in other countries doesn't drop, then we can say relatively safely that Chinese gamers aren't the problem. But of course, as stressed, it could be a false flag trend. Yeah, sounds good, dude. Is the finals successful? The finals enjoyed a hugely successful release, climbing to over 242,000 peak players on Sunday afternoon on Steam alone. Ranked high on the Steam charts, pushing above the likes of Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, GTA 5, and Baldur's Gate 3. Yo, be safe getting home, Doug. That's not bad for a free-to-play game that only passed through its beta phase a matter of weeks ago. I'm stoked for some BG3 today, brother, by the way. Sounds better so far. Good. I'll tell you what it was after you get home and we talk and stuff. Once you get on Discord with me, dude, I'll tell you what it was. At least from what I can figure out. Craziness, dude. There's a dense roadmap in the works for the finals, and as an inherently competitive game, boasts solid esports potential. It could surface as a real contender in the space in the coming months, but for now, Embark Studios has to deal with the core issues that are plaguing users the world over. Oh no, dude. Yeah, look, man, it's not like this is a big surprise here. Every time a new competitive shooter comes out, they're plagued with issues of cheaters. Unfortunately, I mean, and dude, I'll express my sentiments time and time again about this. Anybody that is willing to get into a game and cheat their way to a win is just a soft ass gamer. You suck. You can't be good at the game. You can't take time to get good at the game without cheating your way to being good, and therefore you're just a soft ass gamer. You suck. And I'll stick by that sentiment. I hate cheaters, dude. It's different, you know, if you're just like playing like a single player campaign type of game and you want to mess around on your own and, you know, throw in some cheat codes or whatever. That kind of thing has been around forever and ever and ever. You know, I mean, it goes all the way back to the Konami code times. And I mean, even, you know, before, I mean, you know, developers were putting in crazy little like button combination codes or, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. Command line codes that you could put into games. You know, the oldest, you know, Doom's 30th anniversary is hitting. Doom, the original Doom had them. You know what I mean? I don't care, dude. It's okay. People want to have fun and mess around with some mods and cheats and hacks and stuff in their single player games, whatever, man. You know, have fun, do what you do. But whenever you're ruining other people's experience because you suck at a game and you can't stand to lose, you're a soft ass piece of crap. You know, that's terrible. And you don't want to take the time to learn how to get good at a game, and instead you would rather just cheat to get good. Get wrecked, you know. I hate it, man. And one of my favorite things to watch is people getting caught cheating, getting their accounts banned, getting, you know, just getting wrecked, dude. Videos of people that are streaming and trying to act like they're not cheating and getting called out and getting caught and getting their Twitch or YouTube accounts banned and stuff because they did get caught cheating. I love that stuff, dude. In competitive games where everybody should have a level playing field, you know, nobody should have any kind of competitive advantage over anybody else. It should be a skill-based competition. People that cheat suck. People that cheat suck. And they deserve to get wrecked, man. Absolutely. So I hate seeing this kind of stuff. It sucks for the other people that play the game, and it ruins the online competitive nature of the game. It ruins the experience for everybody else that wants to play the game. And I hate it, dude. I'm a huge advocate of just doing everything that we can to get rid of cheating in these types of games, man. It doesn't matter what the genre is. If it's an online multiplayer competitive, you know, game, then there's no place for cheating, dude. There's no place for cheating. There's no place for hacks or any of that kind of crap. And here's the thing. Any company that is developing those kinds of titles has to know that at the forefront of what they're going to have to deal with are cheaters. And they have to do everything they can to protect their game and their community from that kind of crap. And so they've got to do a lot of work on the back end of trying to eliminate that kind of stuff from happening. It's not easy. It's a cat and mouse game all the time, but they have to do the best they can. Ban those accounts when they're caught. Don't allow people to make dupe accounts. You name it. They've got to figure out ways to get that stuff done. It's getting better. It's always a cat and mouse game. Like I said, it's not an easy thing, but they've got to always constantly be on that front of taking care of business. No, it wasn't, dude. No, it wasn't actually. No. So I've got a piece of software that I run, and it's a piece of software that, for the most part, I enjoy. It runs in the background most of the time. I use it occasionally, and it's usually I use it for like my mouse and stuff, different DPI settings, things like that. But what it'll try to do is, and I always have auto updates turned off because this software is notoriously bad at getting auto updates pushed to it and breaking things. So I always have auto updates turned off. And wrong DPI on the mic. You got it, bro. Yeah. No. So the thing that I always forget about, because I never use it for this, but it has a microphone integrated kind of options for it and everything too, but I don't ever use it for my mic. Well, what had happened, and it's notorious for this as well, is even if you have auto updates turned off, eventually it'll just override you and it'll update the software anyways. And it had updated in the background of my PC in the middle of last week, and I didn't really realize it. And all of a sudden we started having all these issues and stuff. Dude, I was tripping, bro, trying to find out what was going on, because I was like, dude, I haven't changed anything. I haven't messed with anything. Like, and I started digging around in my PC to find anything that had been updated, and I found that software, and it had auto updated itself, even though I have auto updates turned off. And I was like, there's no way that this is what it is, dude. No way. You know, and sure enough, dude, it flipping auto updated, and it broke my mic, dude. It broke my microphone. Bro, I was tripping, dog. I thought my microphone was dying. It's crazy, dude. But I was like, I spent so much time, you know, because I was obviously distraught about the situation. I was like, dude, this sucks. I wasn't gonna be able to stream long on day before yesterday anyways, you know, because we had some family stuff going on. But after we did all that stuff, man, it was weighing on me heavy. And I went and dude, I was like, that evening I was just sitting here trying to figure out. So I was doing a bunch of research, and dude, I was so pissed. The thing that was sucked, dude, it was so hard for me to recreate the issue. You know, it was so hard for me to recreate it. And so that's why I was like, dude, I was doing a bunch of research online, and I had found other occasions where other people had had the same thing happen. They're like, bro, if you're running this software, even if you think it's not auto updating because you have that turned off, because I've had it break stuff for me before, they're like, check and see if it updated. And sure enough, dude, mine had updated. And even though auto update had been turned off, and because I came across some other people that were having the same issue. They're like, my microphone all of a sudden was just bonked, dude. They're like, it was just bonked. And luckily, dude, I found a couple of people that were talking about it online, and they were like, if you're running the software, check and see if it got updated. If it did, try and roll it back. The rollback process was also a pain in the butt, dude, because this software, you can't just grab the entire like previous installation files and run them. It's like this all it is like you can grab them, but what happens is it'll like try to it'll install the previous version and then automatically try to update. You don't have an option, because you have to like completely uninstall and then reinstall it. But when you reinstall it, you can reinstall a previous version, but it's just like an exe that goes to a repository for that company online, grabs everything, installs that version you're looking for, and then automatically goes to update. So it's really kind of balls. You've got to try to like, so basically what I did is I had to like install it, and then at a certain point, after it looked like it had installed everything and it was trying to search for an update, I just pulled I had to pull my flipping my connection so it wouldn't update. It was so stupid, dude. It was so stupid, but it fixed, dude. And I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It was just this flipping software update that started jacking the microphone up, dude. And the thing that sucks is, it would, you know, normally I would just like go without and be like, but I actually do like using it for my mouse, dude. There's a lot of different things that I use it for with my mouse, and I like it. But it just sucks that it did that, you know. It's kind of crazy. But dude, night before last, I was literally just sitting here like, totally distraught trying to figure out what the crap was going on, man. It was pinging me out, dude. Craziness. I was really like, God, I'm gonna have to buy a new microphone, dude. You know, like, how did my microphone just die? Video game industry, please get some self-esteem. The Game Awards 2023 showed more than ever that the industry needs to have more self-respect and self-esteem. I think this picture sums it up pretty well. Yeah, dude, because I was really close too. I was really close to just like ordering one just in case. And yeah. I mean, I probably need to have a backup one anyways, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. And I mean, I guess that's learning, you know. The thing is, like, I had never had it have an update where it broke my mic. That's the thing that was wild. I had updates where it broke certain functionalities with other things, like especially my mouse and stuff like that. So if anything starts getting wonky with my mouse, usually I'll be like, oh crap, you know. That's one of those like first things I'll go to and look at because I've had experience with that. But I never use it for any kind of microphone integration or anything like that. I've always got it like turned off and stuff. And whenever it updated, dude, it just kind of like turned everything on, started messing with stuff, and it was like, again, it was all my auto update stuff was turned off on the program. So it was just, I don't know how it decided to go ahead and just do that. But even looking online, everybody was like, yo, even if you think this program hasn't updated because you had auto update turned off, prepare yourself because they probably updated it anyways, you know. And sure enough, which is scary, that sucks, you know. We're all caught up on the Game Awards discourse, right? If not, here's what you need to know. The Game Awards were on Thursday, and as is their wont, they focused far more on trailers and celebrities than the actual winners. Somehow this year was worse than usual, with music and a giant "please wrap it up" sign flashing at legendary developers and Game of the Year winners, talking about treasured team members who died during development. It would have been disrespectful to do that to anybody, let alone Sam Lake, or for the love of God, Eiji Aonuma. But hey, at least movie stars got all the time they wanted. Whiz bang whoopee, for the love of God, the video game industry needs some self-esteem. By industry, I mean less the people making the games and more the people with the purse strings. Exactly. The ones who pick up the phone and tell the show's host and showrunner what they need and how much time they need it for. Don't get me wrong. I like that there are celebrities outside of games who enjoy video games, and leaning in on the fact that people like Timothée Chalamet had gaming YouTube channels is great. We should acknowledge that gaming isn't a sad second-rate hobby. It's a massive industry that appeals to a vast number of people, including the world's most aesthetically gifted human beings. And I do know that having the names of famous people on the sheet sells well to corporate executives who have no self-esteem because they rarely make anything of use themselves. So it's actually great. Yeah. Actually great that movie stars and musicians want to appear on the Game Awards, but this is a little kooky and a little nuts. Maybe we don't have to throw game industry veterans under the bus. I know I'm not the only person to say this right now, but the more the better. It is deeply stupid that some winners only got a few seconds to talk about their games and others got literally no time at all. They simply got listed off one after another with the same energy of someone relaying their order number to customer support. It was almost like the criticism of past years was not dismissive enough of workers. The Game Awards also outright ignored a petition from their 2023 future class regarding the conflict in Gaza. They're the future class of making money, not talking about issues. We want that shaving robot back. Where did he go this year? Again, I can understand. I'm actually, you know, I see both sides of the issue here of some people do want this kind of production to maybe highlight some of the world issues that are happening. Other people see it as too political. I can see both sides of it. I personally, it's not going to be a turnoff for me to have a bit of some, empathy and concern and consideration shown on some of the larger world issues happening, as a platform for the gaming industry, but I know why some people are a bit turned off by it, because this is our entertainment that we use to kind of immerse ourselves in something different than the world issues that we're kind of slapped in the face with every day. But I would implore people to understand that, if you were caught up in a dire, large world issue, you would want as many people to be aware that it was happening as possible, and to understand that it was going on and how big of a deal it was as well, right? I think that's part of empathy and trying to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And I understand why some people don't necessarily want it to be part of a production like this, political, and they consider it to be political and things of that nature. I understand that. But that's not the only thing that got missed here either. There's a lot of bad stuff going on in the gaming industry with layoffs and things like that. And that's one of those things that I am very adamant that should have been talked about in this awards show for sure. It's literally part of what's going on in this industry. So many people have lost their jobs amidst a year of this is a year we haven't seen anything like this in probably the last 20 years, of this kind of amazing plethora of games released this year. The industry is still year on end profitable, and we have just layoff after layoff after layoff after layoff, and they didn't want to talk about that at all, didn't want to bring it up. And it didn't even need to be, I've talked about this previously, it didn't even need to be in a way where Jeff Keighley potentially was calling out any individual. He didn't need to go, hey Embracer, you suck, or hey Epic, great job firing 800 people, or anything like that, right? Which he could have. It could have been more of a default, hey, this has been a great year for gaming, but let's not forget about all these people that are currently without jobs that have helped to create these amazing, this phenomenal year we've had. Shine a little bit of light on some of the issues that are plaguing the industry right now too. And there was none of that, and that's not good. It just really isn't for such a high profile production, which we had become accustomed to Jeff occasionally calling out some of the more diabolical kind of sides of this industry, like the nasty stuff about Blizzard and everything in years past and things like that. To not shout that out at all, and just give some kind of heartfelt, we're thinking about the people that are without the jobs that have helped create such an amazing year for us, something like that. There was nothing, and that sucks. And I think that's a big show of what this production is turning into, unfortunately. What about Hideo Kojima? The Game Awards always gives him plenty of time. Yes, specifically him. One Kojima shares the Game Awards obsession with ranking movie stars above the putrid wretches known as voice actors. If you remember, he fired English language Solid Snake voice actor David Hayter and replaced him with Kiefer Sutherland. His series, he can, or at least could, do what he wants with it. But Kojima spent decades ingratiating himself with Hollywood, and this time around, he literally announced a game movie combination information as if it were a new thing and not something developers like Sam Barlow have been doing for years. Kojima is a great developer. I think this project sounds interesting, but giving him all the time in the world to talk while disrespecting the actual award winners is not the solution that the show's producers might think it is. All this goes back to the fact the video gaming industry, especially AAA's, the game award supporting conglomerates, has no self-esteem. Despite taking in more money than the box office, the video game industry is desperate to be seen as just as good as movies and hopefully better than TV. Game companies still use the word cinematic to describe their stories. They still explode with sensual delight whenever they can list a famous actor making a cameo, none of which would be a problem if it didn't all have a moist sweatiness of needing to be accepted. This industry often acts like a rich kid who's so insecure that they spend everything they have to keep their friends impressed. Do you like me? Am I good? Look at my dad's TV. Folks, I work in the entertainment industry. Let me tell you something. They are very eager for more video game IPs to be turned into shows and movies. Whether you care about that or not, the non-gaming portion of the entertainment industry is in. They're all set to go full speed with games. They know there's money in the banana stand. The old IP to games pipeline has reversed. I'll actually say this. I'm quite turned off by the whole let's make a video game as much like a movie as possible. I'm not a fan of that. I just talked about this yesterday or the day before. Personally, I don't want to watch a movie while I'm playing a game. If I wanted that, if I want to watch a movie, I'll go watch a movie. If I want to watch a TV show, I'll go watch a TV show. There's something to be said for good cinematics in a game. Don't get me wrong. It's very good for, like, helping to tell a story. It's very good for immersion. But, dude, I don't want to be in a game like Final Fantasy 16 and half of the gameplay, 17 hours of cinematics? No, thank you. That's half the gameplay. Half the gameplay is cinematics. It's movie. I don't want that. I don't need that. Same thing as, like, I'm sorry, but, like, I've been pretty psyched about something like Hellblade 2 for a while because it looks pretty phenomenal. But the more I'm seeing coming out of that game about, like, the trailers, and they keep calling it gameplay and stuff, I've got an article that's going to be hitting YouTube here pretty quick where I go through the previous trailers of Hellblade. And I'm sorry, but most of that game is coming off to me as you sit there with a controller in your hand and maybe move some joysticks every once in a while, hit a button every once in a while, but most of what you're getting is a visual experience. Loop Hero is mostly cinematics. Yeah. I think that there is this, like, trend. I don't think they're wrong here about there are an amount of developers that are going, let's just change games into a mostly visual experience where you're not really doing much, and I'm not a fan of that. I play games to play games. I want to be in control. I want to be doing the controlling of what's happening in the experience. That's what a video game is about. It's literally, like, maybe not Webster's dictionary's definition, but it's my definition of what a video game is. Immersing myself in an experience by controlling what's happening, not sitting there with a controller in my hand and not being able to do anything and just watching what goes on around me, So I have noticed a change in a way. A lot of that is kind of happening. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, and that's okay. Like I said, I mean, if there's going to be, I think BG3 is that the way that's done is fine. You come across occasions quite often where it'll go into a cinematic storyline encounter where it's all about, you're engaging with situations where you're not just watching, you're still making choices and everything. You're still in control, as opposed to it just being like, all right, let's watch another hour of cinematics. You know what I mean? Which I haven't played Final Fantasy 16, but I can only assume that if that game takes 20 hours of gameplay to beat and 17 hours of it is cinematics, you know, you're not sitting there going through choices matter dialogue or anything. You know, you're just watching movie, which is not what I want. It's different if you're BG3's got a different kind of situation going on where the cinematic parts of it are good for immersion. You're still controlling things because you're going through dialogue where you're making choices and you're getting, you know, roll checks off and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? There's a difference there. You're engaged, you're controlling things, you're making choices. So BG3 Larian, I'm cool with what they did there. It still feels engaging. I'm doing things, you know, as opposed to some of these other ones where it's just nothing but watching. If I want to watch a movie, I'll go watch a movie, you know. The Last of Us was a massive hit for HBO. Amazon knew they'd got something cooking with Fallout. Knows they've got something cooking with Fallout. The Super Mario Brothers movie would have made me wet myself as a kid. The people making movies and shows now are fans who grew up with these properties. Almost gone are the days of executives hearing about a successful IP and throwing it to a hapless screenwriter and director who have to catch up. That's all to say the video game industry can stop acting like it's a votarist for Hollywood. In fact, maybe it's even healthy to acknowledge that many of these developers are owned by companies that also make traditional shows, movies, albums, and whatnot, and so forth. And let me say something. I even said this, as far as the Game Awards go, and the game industry goes as a whole, we've been integrating, you know, the other sides of entertainment into the gaming industry for a long time. You know, video games are a culmination of many different art forms, right? And definitely, you know, acting, voice acting, all that stuff, that's been a part of it for a long time. I think that, you know, where you're going to get much more acceptance for something like the Game Awards is like bringing people in to be part of the Game Awards as an actor, somebody who is first and foremost known as an actor who has also done things for the gaming industry. Keanu Reeves was part of Cyberpunk. You get Norman Reedus in as somebody who had been part of Kojima's productions before. You know, if you want to have somebody that's going to be a presenter or whatever, cool, man. But when you start talking about the fact that you've got, you know, people like Al Pacino showing up, and I love Al Pacino, dude, in my movies, but I don't expect to see him at the Game Awards, you know? Yeah, it's fine, bro. We're gonna play pretty soon. I think that's one of those things where that's the way I feel myself. And I think a lot of other people are going to be more accepting of the fact and understanding of the fact that we absolutely have amazing actors that have become part of our entertainment in this industry. And we expect to see them to an extent, you know, in some of these productions and shows and everything. But when you're talking about just throwing in famous people for the sake of them being famous people, and they have nothing to do with this industry that we love, that's weird and off-putting. How many times do people have to say this? Grand Theft Auto 6's trailer broke records. It's not because it was introduced by an AI reconstruction of Jimmy Stewart, although I wish that were true and do acknowledge it would undermine my entire argument. GTA's trailer was successful because people like that game and want to see that game, and I would venture also think somewhat highly of the developers who make it. I actually hate Rockstar right now, but that's just me. There was no bridge. Game developers aren't Morlocks who secretly make content for the mysterious ethereal alloy It wasn't cute when the gaming industry desperately begged any and all on-screen personalities to cold read a teleprompter at E3. It's not cute now when the industry has matured to a point where it's already overtaking other forms of art. Having celebrities cherish great games is great. The more people who talk about this beautiful medium, the better. Having big names work on and act in games is fine, but when they're there, they're also working with developers, not replacing and superseding their importance. The game industry needs to learn this. Being disrespectful to your own people is not going to improve business practices. Ignoring layoffs isn't going to result in higher quality products. Thank you. And treating your own award recipients like a-holes for wanting to talk about a project that took 6 years is deeply, deeply weird. Agreed. It's a good article. It's Mike Drucker, dude. I was wondering if it was Mike Drucker. Oh, bro, dude, Mike Drucker wrote one of the best articles that I have ever read on The Gamer, and it is actually a parody of everything you always read about these companies laying off people, instead of getting clarity behind why it's happening or if they did anything to circumvent, having to result in that. We love our employees, and it's so good, dude. I've got an article about it on our YouTube page, and I was wondering, dude, this was written so very well. I was wondering if it was Mike Drucker, dude. Mike, you did it again. God dang it. So good, dude. Mike Drucker. Great stuff here, man. Love this. And this is a fantastic article, dude. Obviously, it got me riled up. It's got a lot of the same sentiments that I feel. And I've been talking about since before the Game Awards even started. I knew what to expect from the Game Awards, really. And, wasn't surprised, but was still disappointed, Here's one for people who like Vampire Survivors, Bullet Hell, and when games go all meta and screw with you. Picayune Dreams alternates between Horde Survival and Bullet Hellish boss fights. Good flippin' night. What is going on? That is so loud. This is made on PS1, dude? That's the trailer? Jesus. I almost had a seizure. Wild and weird action roguelike Picayune Dreams released from early access recently, meaning it's definitely time to enjoy this thing if you're a fan of horde survival roguelikes, bullet hells, or games that get all meta and screwy. Populated by a cast of surrealist 3D renders that look like rejected 1990s clip art and backed up with a very serious drum and bass breakcore soundtrack. This is an indie that's decidedly committed into a specific aesthetic. For me, the sucker's doing interesting stuff by varying the type of gameplay you're up against every 5 or so minutes. Each time you horde survive long enough, you'll go up against a nasty bullet hell boss, each of which in genre tradition is its own little dance to learn and appreciate. 99% positive so far of over 300 reviews. All right, let's pull this up on Steam real quick. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that's the one we just watched. Let's look at the gameplay trailer. Okay, here we go. So there you go. There's your like more auto battling kind of Vampire Survivors. It looks good. That looks good. What the? My. Jeebus. Is that Paperboy? God, I'm gonna suck at this. This looks dope, though. Interesting. Dude. $5. I'll link it for you guys. Wait. You can't wishlist this? Oh. Available December 11th. That's today. Unlocks in 4 hours. You can wishlist it. Oh, no, that says another. Wait. What's going on, dude? Whatever. Here. I'll link it for you guys. Here you go. Maybe my Steam's just jacked up or something, dude. I don't know. That's kind of wild. That looks neat, man. Here's the article as well, if you want to take a look. If there's anything else in there. A reminder, Xbox Game Pass is losing 4 games this week, December 15th. Small batch for mid-December. The full list of titles leaving Game Pass on December 15th: Chained Echoes, Opus Magnum, Potioncraft, Alchemist Simulator, and Rubber Bandits. All right. Again, as always, you can get a 20% discount on these games before they leave Game Pass if you're a subscriber, okay? And you want to own them before they go away. I'll link this, throw this in here as well if you need it. So No Gravity Games is giving away 12 free games this month in North America. All right. When does this pop off? Yeah. So I'll watch this and I'll read it to you. That way you guys understand the way this works. Yeah. So this is their kind of promotion. They do a few different times a year. And basically, here's your caveat to it all, okay? The Switchmas Wonderland Christmas giveaway begins today and will run through 21 December. With one game being available for free on the Switch eShop each day. As is usually the case, this offer only applies to those with a North American eShop account. There will be 12 free games up for grabs across the giveaway, with 2 available for free on the final day. To get involved, you must have any title from the No Gravity Games back catalog downloaded on your Switch, including Pirates All Aboard, which can be redeemed for free if you sign up for the company's newsletter, and that will unlock the first day's freebie, which is today and will be Nanogram's Prophecy, okay? The free games are only available for 24 hours, and the giveaway works on a chain basis where you can only get the free game of the day by downloading all of the ones that have preceded it. No Gravity Games will put each chosen title on sale for 24 hours after its 100% off discount expires. So if you miss a day but you still want to keep the chain going, you can pick up those that slip through the cracks at a heavily reduced price. So today is the day. If you want to get in on this, you need to go ahead. You need to go sign up for their newsletter if you don't already own one of their games, and download Pirates All Aboard. Then you'll be able to also download Nanogram's Prophecy, which is their December 11th game, right? Then Yes. Yes. That's the way this works, right? So you have to have one of their games in the first place, download it onto your Switch. Then each day you can log in and get the free game of the day for the 11 days, and the final day is 2 games, right? But here's the other caveat to this. If you miss a day, like say you get the game from the 11th and the 12th, but you miss the 13th, you can't get the game on the 14th unless you go back and buy the game from the 13th, which is discounted. Then you can continue the chain again. But if you miss another one, you'll have to buy it in order to keep getting the free games again. So here's the thing. Right now, you can go sign up for their newsletter, get this free game right here, Pirates All Aboard. And if you remember every single day to go get the free game of the day, you don't have to worry about buying anything, right? But if you miss a day, you can't continue to get the free games unless you go back and buy the game that you missed for each day that you missed. So it's a promotional kind of thing that if you're on top of your game and you remember, you can get all these for free. But it's a way that they try to go, well, we're giving away free games, but if you missed a day or two, you can still get in on these, but you need to go buy stuff too. You know what I mean? So you have to understand the way this promotional kind of thing works. So what I'm going to do is I'll link this for you guys. And good morning, True. How you doing, friendo? There you go. There's that. And let's see if their website pulls up. Looks like it. Yeah. So here's No Gravity Games. This is actually their website. Okay. You can sign up for their newsletter. This is where you grab the free games at and everything. Here's their FAQ. So all of their information about how all this works, how to get the codes and all of this noise, okay? So you can sign up for the free game through their newsletter and all that stuff if you want. I'll link this here. I'm good. Yeah, I'm doing good. Ready to play some BG3. I'm also going to put this in our gamer deals section, okay? So there's that in the gamer deals section as well. So if anybody needs to remember to go back and take a look at this, it will be in the gamer deals channel of our Discord. Okay. Their actual website. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X gamers, thanks for asking, True. How are you doing? PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X gamers can now grab an awesome free download. We all know what this is, right? Doom Eternal has finally received a fantastic new-gen upgrade, and it's free to download for all those who own the game. If you've yet to play Doom Eternal, it is truly a fantastic game. The new-gen upgrade is totally free. A blessed relief, seeing as many games have charged $10 for such a thing in recent years. That being said, you do need to own the game. The good news is that if you don't, Doom Eternal is included on PS Plus Extra Tier and on Game Pass, so you can nab it from either of those platforms if you're a subscriber. Worry not, existing players, you can transfer your save if moving from PS4 to PS5 or Xbox One to Series X and S. The game now boosts the performance mode, balance mode, and ray tracing mode. As reported by Gfinity on PS5, performance runs at 120 frames with a 1584p resolution, followed by balanced 60 frames at 2160p and ray tracing 60 frames at 1800p. For the Series X, it's 120 frames at 1800p. And balanced and ray tracing performs at the same level as the PS5. Slightly less powerful Series S performance mode runs at 120 frames at fully high def or 1080p. Balance sits at 60 frames with 1440p, while ray tracing mode is unavailable. All right. So there you go if you need it. All the free games are no gravity games. That's right. Yeah. So that's why it's promoted that way, is because if they're like, hooking people up, but it's also a way to try and entice people to buy their products also if they want to get in on this promotion and they might have missed like the first of it, or they just forgot to go grab a game during a day or whatever, right? So they're the ones that benefit from promoting this, right? Well, what are you talking about, Soup? What's up, friendo? PlayStation Plus January 2024 free games lineup is already causing issues because PlayStation Plus has been trashed for like 5 months, and they increased the price as well. So, December's hasn't been terrible. It's been okay. Lego 2K Drive, Sable, Power Wash Simulator. It's been better than like the previous 3 or 4 months, but it's still not super notable. Full list of departing games from PS Plus is It Takes Two, SnowRunner, Back 4 Blood, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, Devil May Cry 5 Regular Edition, Jet: The Far Shore, Omno, Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, which is an absolute banger, The Missing JJ Macfield and the Island of Memories, and Mitsurugi Kamui Heike. I probably butchered that, but yeah. It Takes Two, question mark, but it's way too soon, right? Wrote Talk USA 0, while Kitten Decomposer 96 added, I thought DMC 5 was here to stay. I still hop on a palace from time to time. User Skyline Fan 26 said SnowRunner leaving. I got 120 hours into it and have barely touched the surface. One angry subscriber said, Sony is a joke, keep giving us crap and take away multiple great games. Yep. We only hope that January brings us some fantastic new additions to make up for these losses, as well as the crap they've given over the past like 4 or 5 months. GTA 6 price update outlined by Rockstar Games parent company. Let's see. So they're talking about Take-Two, right? With fans eagerly awaiting the release of Grand Theft Auto 6 in 2025, talk has already turned to how much the Rockstar title will be when it finally hits the shelves. We've talked about this quite often already. This month saw the eagerly anticipated first ever Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, and as you can imagine, it has pretty much broken the internet. With the video currently sitting at 140 million views on YouTube, it has solidified itself as perhaps the most anticipated video game of all time. However, with video game prices increasing dramatically in recent years, some fans are concerned that Rockstar may include a hefty price tag. For Take-Two's CEO Strauss Zelnick has revealed AI may play a part in it. During the Pali International Council Summit, Zelnick revealed that the integration of AI could enhance games such as Grand Theft Auto 6. However, though the quality may increase, the process of developing games would not become faster or cheaper. As a result, players should not expect a price decrease for upcoming titles. If anything, it'll be more expensive, especially coming from Take-Two and Rockstar, okay? It is also worth noting that AI is still not a widely accepted development, with recent titles such as The Finals finding itself in hot water for featuring AI-generated voice acting. However, with technology advancing at a rapid pace, it will become even harder to avoid it. Additionally, although Zelnick was comparing his insights to work on GTA 6, the Grand Theft Auto title is not confirmed to have any AI technology involved. Furthermore, it still leaves fans in the dark on how much they will be expected to pay to get their hands on the first GTA title in over 10 years. Despite this, there is no doubt that GTA 6 will perhaps become one of the fastest selling games of all time when it releases. So they really told us nothing here. That's great. Look, I've already talked about this. This was clickbait, and I should have known it. The Gaming Bible is pretty bad about this kind of crap. I'll give you this. Talked about this not too long ago. So that's a better article and video to go take a look at from our YouTube channel. We've already known that the potential here for what they're going to do and charge and is going to be substantial. And I think that what people have to understand, so don't get me wrong, this is obviously a title that has been in development for some time. We know that there's been a substantial amount of money been put into the development of this game. The project development of this game is, we're being told, breaking the $1 billion budget threshold, which is unheard of, really. And so when you think about that, you have to understand that with that amount of budget and resources put into this kind of project, Rockstar is going to make sure that they are recouping as well as profiting as heavily as possible on this. I think where we have to be careful, though, is how much are they taking advantage of consumers, right? And we don't really know where that could potentially be, right? We don't know, because we don't know what they're planning on charging yet. I've already had my own kind of thoughts in that video that I linked in chat on what they could potentially be doing here, but nobody really knows until we get, we're still at the very, very least, at the very soonest, we're a year away from the release of this game. I really think that nobody should be planning on this game releasing for another year and a half, give or take a little bit, just to kind of play it safe. That also doesn't mean this couldn't delay a little bit, because we know that this is always the potential in this industry, are delays and things like that. So, it's going to be a little bit before we really start getting substantial official information on what the pricing mechanics are going to be for this title. And I'm talking pricing mechanics all encompassing for retail off the shelf, subscription based pricing, because I think that there's going to be an amount of dealing with that. There's also going to be a lot of in-game monetization. It's going to be heavy, man. It's going to be heavy. And I think that people need to be prepared for that. But I think Take-Two and Rockstar are going to make people pay for this game. And it's just hard to really determine exactly what we're dealing with here until we get something official, So we'll keep trying to find. I mean, unfortunately, we got baited this morning. I try to stay away from Gaming Bible links because they are very clickbaity. But I was hoping there might be something substantial to dive into here. Unfortunately, there wasn't. Stay away from Gaming Bible links. They're so bad quite often. Nintendo Switch games from $2 in holiday sale. Here's 15 deals I'd buy. Let's take a quick look here, see what we can get, people. Switch games on sale from $2. There will be plenty above that as well, but let's take a look here. Some of the ones they've listed out will be quick linked down here. Lego City Undercover, $5. Scribblenauts Mega Pack, $5. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, $13. Headbangers Rhythm Royale, $14. Monster Hunter Rise, $15. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, $17. That's a good buy for that platform. Outer Wilds, $19. Taiko Rhythmic Adventure, $24. Lara Croft Tomb Raider 1 through 3, $26. YouTubers Life 2, what is this? $27. Digimon World Next Order, $29. Monstrum Nox, $29. Octopath Traveler 2, $41. Mortal Kombat 1, $41. And Mario Kart 8 bundle with a Switch and everything is $300 at Best Buy. Okay, so if you're in the market, there's some other deals down below here they're showing for Switch bundles, Smash Bros Ultimate Bundle, Mario Kart 8 bundle, stuff like that. So you can take a look if you're in the market. Okay, and there you go. What is this? Go away. All right. Next, Sons of Saturn. I have not heard about this game. The Saturn studio has just unveiled their latest creation, Sons of Saturn. This old school adventure game, tinged with elements of horror, is set in the eerie, abandoned, underground city of Minerva. The game not only delves into the depths of this desolate city, but also explores the complex psyches of its characters. One of the unique aspects of Sons of Saturn is its realistic and captivating visuals. The game's assets were created from photos of actual abandoned locations. The developers embarked on an adventurous journey, exploring a myriad of deserted asylums and industrial sites to capture images for the game. The result is a hauntingly beautiful and immersive gaming experience that is surely to send shivers down your spine. Check out the new trailer for Sons of Saturn right here. Let's see what we got. What up, Soup? We got scammed. We did get scammed. Stupid gaming Bible. Clickbaity bullcrap. How you doing today, buddy? Sons of Saturn. Okay. That's different. Game's available on Steam. Interesting. I'll link this if you're wanting to take a look at it, okay? And last but not least, look, man, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I looked this up this morning because there was an article that was like, people are actually liking this game. And I was like, are they? Because last I had looked, it was like a low 70s Metascore, and I thought user scores were kind of right there around that as well. Is it on Steam? Let's take a look at Steam. I don't know if it is actually on Steam or not. It's on Epic, right? Is that right? Yeah, I don't think it's actually on Steam. So that sucks. We can't really get an idea of Steam reviews. Sometimes that can be a bit different. But there is something to be said here of over 200 reviews. I mean, it's an 8.3 from users, you know? So a lot of what I've kind of taken away here is that as far as like an adaptation from a movie to a video game, it's a pretty solid play from what a lot of users are saying. And again, it's not going to be everybody's jam, but 8.3 is pretty solid for a user score. And let's be fair, this could have been worse. You know, I was not expecting even this much from Ubi. I was expecting more like a 60s rating, probably somewhere around there from a Metascore, and probably something similar, if not a little bit worse, from user score. But apparently this is something not too bad, respectable. I think that it's still, you know, I'll stick to my sentiments previously, that it's unfortunate they missed their timeline for being able to really play off the hype from the movie. You know, that's something that would have been very good for them to be able to hit. Unfortunately, they had to delay and release about a year later. So had they been able to hit that timeline of releasing last year when the movie released, it probably would have gotten a substantially larger amount of retail sales because the hype was so big for the movie and everything. The game would have played it well off of that, but they stuck by this. They did what they needed to do. I think you have to give them some kudos. The game wasn't ready, apparently, and they said, no, we can't release this like this. They delayed it a year, even though they knew they would miss that retail window of that would be a bit more lucrative for them, and they decided to hold off and make the game better and release it now. And I think it paid off. I think it paid off for them, as you can see here. I don't necessarily think this is going to be a game that like brings a whole lot of uniqueness to, anybody's gameplay experience over anything they've ever seen before, but it's apparently very, very pretty. It looks really good. It plays pretty smooth, and it's a pretty good adaptation from a movie to a video game. So if it is interesting, give it a shot. Let me know what you think, okay? I wasn't expecting that much out of it, for sure. That's the news, yo. That's the news. It's time for BG3. My dudes and dudesettes. Let's get some music popping. You guys rock. Happy Monday. I hope. I know it doesn't always feel good being Mondays, dude, after the weekend ends and everything, but it's always good to be here with you guys, and hopefully being able to hang out and enjoy the content, play some games together, stuff like that, will make your Monday a bit more bearable. I hope so, man. So we're going to move on. We're going to play some BG3 with our buddy Pinky. If anybody's been able to hang out and check out the video gaming news segment for today, you're not quite all that familiar with what we do. This is the way we start off all of our streams, 6 days a week. Wednesdays are our days off, so no live streaming on Wednesdays, but other than that, normal schedule is starting off at roughly 6 a.m. CST CDT. We always begin with video gaming news, where we just try to do some searching around on the internet, do some Google searches, and find out some current items and articles that can keep us up to date with what's happening on in the video gaming industry, and kind of flesh these ideas out together, so after that, as we're about to do right now, we move on and play games for the rest of the day, which is what we're all here for, right? Playing games and having fun. And so if anybody's getting to check this out, whether it be live or maybe as a VOD later on, and you're enjoying this, then I'd promise you to come hang out with us when we are live, starting at 6 a.m. CST CDT. And we're always looking for more people to be a part of what we do. We got an amazing community of people that are always hanging out and just spreading good vibes and trying to lift one another up and being void of toxicity, trying to be civil about things, man, and always looking for more cool people to be a part of that. So I don't know, man. If you're interested in any of our other content we've done, I do my very best to make sure that previous video gaming news segments, gaming playthroughs we've done, funny clips and highlights, all that stuff is on the YouTube channel as well as the Twitch page, so you can check that stuff out. But we're always looking for more people to come be a part of the live content as well. So other than that, man, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. We'll be back tomorrow with more video gaming news for December 12th, but we're gonna get ready to transition our way into playing I think this is day 22, is that right? Day 22 of Baldur's Gate 3 with our buddy. My name is Pinky, and so I'm going to run us a bit of a outro to segue our way out of the news segment, but we're not going anywhere. As soon as it's over, I'll be back up on the screen here, and we'll start getting ready for gaming. So thanks for being you, and I'll be right back.